Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division 2 video today by myself, Vulcan, and Attack Power.
Hello everyone, Attack Power here, excited for another fantastic finals match.
In this video we have for you game 2 of a best of 5 between Yamin and Ghosty in the grand final of the Division 1 Season 11 playoffs of the Steel Division 2 League. Today they are playing on Orsha East, and on our left in the red team we have Yamin playing with the second New Zealand and the Maverick deployment type. And on our right in the blue team we have Ghosty playing with the 715th Infantry and the Maverick deployment type. So Yamin taking the first game in this series, a very, very close one. Excited to see how these players play out game 2, but what do you think about these decks, Attack Power?
Well, Yamin's definitely starting to slot himself into a Commonwealth lover thing here. You said to me you think he's British, so I guess that must be it. That must be the key connection here. Second New Zealand, a solid division. It has been. It's never not been solid. It waxes and wanes in how solid it is, but yeah, it's got a good mix of infantry. Some of the stronger Commonwealth infantry options you get. Sherman spam, lots of Wolverines, 17 power, 6 power, you know, the usual Commonwealth set. The infantry are the only real unique thing about this deck at the end of the day. Everything else slots into a basically standard Commonwealth deck. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that either. On the other side here, 715th Infantry, this division very strong and of Men of Steel. I expect it to be nerfed in some way coming up here in this future patch whenever it does arrive. Fantastic infantry, great recon tab, a nice mix of tanks, amazing support tab, awesome AT tab. A little lacking in the AA department. That is definitely one of the few weaknesses here. A phenomenal arty tab, but actually, Ghosty's not taking the Lorraine. I don't even know why you would play this arty tab without that, but that's just me. And a serviceable air tab. I mean, it does it all. It really does.
Yeah, very nice division, 715th. Very nice indeed. Now let's have a quick look at the units going down for Yamin. We've got some of the Greek snipers leading the way with the Mari and the Staghound. Further down, we've got more of the scouts, the Spandaus. We've got the Staghounds in there, plenty of Staghounds, Staghound Mark 1s, Mark 2s,
all the Staghounds,
the Hoplites, the Catadromis. Further down, even more of these Greek units, making me mispronounce all of these Greek names that I never actually ended up learning.
Join me, Vulcan.
the Eleftheros Scopa.
Oh, that was definitely spot on.
Scopeptis. There we go. Boom. Got it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Carrier 50 cal, we got the Mari in there as well. On the bottom side, it's gonna be more of the Hoplites. We've got some diggers in there. There we go. There's a New Zealand unit.
Diggers!
And the Staghounds at the front. Over on the side of Ghosty, it's gonna be the SPW 204s, leading the IUG 18 Beobachter, the Pack 38 and the Luftwaffe Jäger. Further down we got the Pioneer MG34, another SPW 204. Got the MG34s in there, more Luftwaffe Jäger. Nice. The Luftwaffe Jägers are really nice, like the 15-point squads with SVTs,
oh, yeah.
Like really, really strong at the start. And on the bottom side, speaking of strong units, the AS42 20 mils, very nice indeed as they act as both AA and ground targeting. They've got the 81mm mortar down there as well, and triple Marder 3. These Marder 3 is really, really nice as well. It's significant damage to infantry, but they lack HE ammo, so it's kind of interesting once they run out. But regardless, we're off. And both sides are going to be relying a lot on this light armor to get us started.
Yeah, I think Yamin traumatized Ghosty here. He's bringing in these SPW 204s, which while they're okay, they're not really anything impressive. You really only bring them in if you're desperate to kill light armor, and Ghosty definitely is now desperate to kill all light armor.
Yeah, and the SPW 204s, I mean, they do have 17 round per minute rate of fire, so they are pretty good in comparison to the Staghound Mark 1s in this situation. It's going to get like 3 shots off before the Staghound can fire a second. So there goes the Staghound Mark 1 on the bottom side.
Yep.
And the Staghound Mark II not going to be surviving very well against the 20 mils either. In the middle, the SPW 204 kills the Staghound there. On the top side, there isn't a 204 to kill the one just a little bit further down on the top side. They might clash there as well. But these, yeah, 204s have really kind of paid themselves off already. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah, they're only 15 points. The counter worked very, very well.
So now
let's
the Luftwaffe pushing through. We have to see if the infantry engagement goes the same way.
You see an immediate 81mm mortar pinning down all the Greek infantry here down south. I mean, capturing this flag down south is pretty strong. It basically means you get a flag for the rest of the game because it's very, very hard and resource intensive to get back into that forest there.
Oh, look at these swarms of SVT-laden Luftwaffe. That's going to be really, really scary for the Maori, the diggers here. The Maori really good at close ranges with the 4 SMGs, plus the ability to engage over light range, or like light cover with the MG34s as well. Actually pretty decent unit. Meanwhile in the middle though, carrier 50 cows with that recon, really, really annoying little units to deal with.
The almighty 50 cal. What can stop it, truly?
What can stop it? A nice nerf bat from the next patch, maybe.
That would be great.
That'd be like your wet dream.
It's never happening because every American division lover would like throw the absolute most giga hissy fit that's ever happened. But yeah, that would be nice.
Interesting play here as Ghosty is moving all of his AS-42s up from the bottom to the mid. Notices that he's potentially maybe a little bit lacking here, as he is starting to really lose his hold on the high ground. These 50 cal carriers are still putting in work, even helping pin down the 204. The Catadromis also there getting its flamer on target, and that will slowly but surely kill off that 204, and it does go down. Sherman 3 in the meantime takes out the Marder 3, and the infantry has not fared well. The Pioneers getting pushed out here. The Luftwaffe did not have line of sight, so weren't able to help out. This is a heavy cover to light cover engagement.
Never good. I mean, the Greek troops are pretty pinned down, so that's definitely helping the cause here, but the Sherman might quickly swing this. A Spitfire floating around, going to get a bomb on those Luftwaffe, though, and that might change it right away. The AS-42 now getting in.
Awkward.
Oh no, but the Staghound swung down to counter. These could have cleaned up everything otherwise.
Oh yeah, those AS-42s actually in a tough spot. They are not units you really want to lose. They're very limited in number. Great for dealing with infantry because of that 5 front armor, stopping the light arms fire from affecting them. But the other thing that's great about them is, of course, the ability to be AA and still maintain sort of a presence on the front line. It's kind of like having an SDK Z71 with armor, which is nasty. Luckily, we don't get many of those in the form of like the Flak Panzer, for example.
Oh yeah, that would be unfortunate. The Staghound down south took out the SPW really cleanly. That hurt a lot. This Luftwaffe really needs to get on target on this thing. But Yamin actually has it on a fast move, and the Luftwaffe are not moving towards it, and they only have a grenade, not a Panzerfaust, so that is causing an issue here. Yeah, things not looking great here with a 15-9 for Yamin, and now a 16-8 again.
And we got to remember that this time around we have mirrored income, so all of these kills really do add up in mirrored income. And so far, I think Yamin has been able to get the value back in his favor after what was a little bit of a difficult start for him. But we can see that the map is really sort of falling in the hands of Yamin, especially in the center of the map.
Yeah, and I think the red side on this map is a little easier because it's easier to capture the center hill, and the center hill dominates the entire map, right? So once you capture that, KFZ 70 goes down, transport, I don't even know what that was, but yeah, and right there's the issue. You take this center hill, and now you can cut off the entire center of the map from the blue side. It really sucks.
A free kill for the Spitfire on the top side as well, as he takes out an AT gun, allowing the Staghounds and the Sherman to move further forwards. 2 P40s are on the way to counter the armor on that top side. Staghound, meanwhile, still being microed well to avoid the AT from the Luftwaffe Jäger. And yeah, these Marder 3 is not able to really support very well. He really needs to find some longer range, close range AT in there. At the moment, no luck.
I mean, at this range, the AS-42s might actually beat the Staghound. 2-on-1, they actually should win with their AP rounds. But it's still, you're probably going to lose one of them. It's a ballsy play. I'm not saying it's a straightforward play, but it is. They should win.
Spitfire. Oh. Nice bombing strike once again onto these thick Panzergren squads.
Did that Spitfire split its bombs too? Is that what I just saw?
I don't
Because I
believe
could
so.
have. Oh, because I thought it had the ammo marker on it already. Interesting. Thought it did. That is not beyond Yamin's capabilities.
He might have been strafing with it beforehand. But the Focke-Wulf there getting a nice strafing run onto the sniper as it tried to catch up to the Spitfire. The diggers, though, getting unloaded early by the Luftwaffe there does cause them to lose some troops. Now the Focke-Wulf really strafing into the Staghounds and does manage to find a kill onto one of them.
The 81 mortar down south died to the Oplights there. That was unfortunate to see.
More bombers coming in. The Spitfires, one of the main thing that's really, really nice about the 2nd New Zealand, you get them in decent abundance. And another Pak-38 going down to that bombing strike.
Oh.
The Focke-Wulf 190 coming in for the kill, but nice turning here from the Spitfire. Is going to keep it alive, and now the Spitfire Mark 9 recon on the back. Lovely stuff. Spitfires. Mwah.
Nice.
Great aircraft.
Yeah, that is what makes Spitfires great is their turning radius. They turn on a dime. It makes them very good for dueling planes and stuff and dogfights. They're fragile, they die, but they are heavily armed and really maneuverable.
I think Yamin's done a really good job of holding on this bottom side. It was very sketchy for a while, especially with that mortar in play, but now the mortar's gone and the numbers are falling back in favor of Yamin, so he might be able to kick out Ghosty on this bottom side whilst continuing to control the middle of the map. MG34 does clean up the Spandau of Yamin on the top side, but I mean, Ghosty really just needs to get back on this middle hill, I think. Otherwise, he's gonna sit on this at 16-8 for a long time.
Oh, that Staghound got a point-blank transport kill, and now the Panzergrants did they actually kill that with their AT rifles? Because that AT rifle is the worst thing in the whole game. Oh no, they have Panzerfaust.
Yeah,
they got
I was gonna say the Panzergrants 41 there has the Panzerfaust. 12-man chunky squad. I
think it's either. No, a 6-pounder just went down up north in the transports to the PZ P40s there, the Panzer P40s. That was a nice kill, actually. It should allow him, if he wants to, push into this little town center up north and capture both those flags. But it's still 16-8 for Yamin. Once again, Ghosty giving up a ton of tickets at the beginning.
The nice thing about these Panzer P40s is they have 1,750 meter range, and for a medium tank, that's quite sort of...
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah, it's quite hard to miss sometimes as well. You don't really consider a medium tank to have that much range usually, so having them set up on that hill, they do actually have a decent amount of coverage. This bottom side's still struggling though.
I'm pretty sure it's the cheapest tank to have 1,750 meter range, because it's only 45 points.
Yeah, possibly coming out with the
other than AT guns, other than tank destroyers in the AT tab, I'm pretty sure there's no tank that is that cheap and gets 1,750 meter range. IG-33 in the center here, doing some ground attack to try to loosen up this flag. It does get him back to a 14-10.
Panzer 2 on the bottom side being picked off by the Sherman 3.
Oh.
6-pounders being brought up at close range here. I think this is preemptive. I think Yamin feels his breakthrough, and if he can secure it with a couple of AT guns, then he can stop the reinforcements coming in on this bottom side, secure himself some more flags.
Almost picked up that Flak 36 there. That would have been huge, because there are only 4 pieces of AA in Ghosty's deck. So if you take out even one of them, that's a massive blow.
Yeah, and you don't really want to lose all your AA against the 2nd New Zealand, because these Spitfires will run riot. That's for sure. He does still have the 2 AS-42s there as well, so technically there is more. That bottom side is actually pretty scary for a Spitfire diving in right now.
Yeah, but they're 20 mils, and everyone knows how I feel about 20 mils.
But they're bred at 20 mils.
Oh, okay.
So they're technically better. Not
They're
sure why they're
depressing,
better, but they are better.
Still depressingly bad AA pieces.
I think it might be to do with the accuracy. Oh, the Sherman 3 gets onto the Flak 36. Big kill, 6-pounder. Not really having much luck here on the bottom side. It does go down to the Marder 3 and the Luftwaffe. So Yamin trading for the AA, which I think is much more valuable in this situation. 6-pounder going down on the bottom side.
Yeah, 100% agree. The AA loss there is devastating. I'm not. I'm confused about Ghosty's AA setup, to be honest. He put both cards in A phase, which just made them even more limited than they already are. Like, it's really weird.
Big kills for the P40s here, taking out the Sherman at close range on that flag. Is going to take back part of the hill, and it looks like this top side is getting very, very slim for Yamin. He doesn't have many units left up there, and that could be a way for Ghosty to get some flags back in this match. The Sherman 3 also went down on the bottom side, the Pack 38 there, managing to get the kill. Spitfire coming in is actually going to fly right over this AA, and you see how much damage it does do to the Spitfire.
Yeah.
These Predators are nothing to scoff at.
Oh, if the second one had gotten on target right away, I think the Spitfire would have been dead. Oh, that's a bummer for Ghosty. He really needed that dead.
Yeah, they're going to be harassing him for the entirety of the game. So killing them off is a priority. Yamin coming in with more reinforcements to try and re-secure the center hill. Upside, this machine gun still sitting with return fire on. I guess it is the only thing that is holding both of those flags right now, so doesn't want to reveal it unnecessarily.
Yeah, Ghosty doesn't know it, but he's missing a huge opportunity here to pick up 2 flags.
Big kill from the 6-pounder on the bottom side. Kills off the Stug 3 that came in. Now we see more of the infantry of Yamin getting cut apart, though. A lot of this infantry has slowly been dismantled here on this bottom side to these AS-42s. They've done a good job of holding them off at close range. One of them has died since, but the last one trying to hold the line.
Ooh, Ghosty recognizing the danger of the 6-pounder. He now has a Focke-Wulf coming in for a strafing run on it. He is on target. Does pin and force off, so pretty good there. Spitfire is going to be on it, though, and the 20 mil is not enough. Not one of them. 2 maybe, but not 1.
Oh, another Focke-Wulf going down. That is not good news. That's like, aside from his AA, those Focke-Wulfs are the second line of defense, and yeah. Maybe the 20 mil can get one back onto the Spitfire. The thing does not have very much health.
Oh, did you see that? The HE Staghound just killed 2 transports at once because they were so bunched up. Oh.
The Decima getting decimated.
Oh.
Gotta be said.
That was quality stuff right there.
That's the sort of commentary that people come to us for. These poor guys are getting absolutely wrecked, though, as the Staghound Mark II continues to get 3 shots on target, even having its 2 30 cals on target as well. Just slowly but surely being killed.
Spitfire up north takes out that IG-33 that was honestly like doing the work for him. So that was a pretty huge loss, actually.
He has managed to capture back those 2 flags, though, that were being secured by that MG. The Pioneers creeping into one of those buildings, so things have been slowed down significantly now, back to the 13-11. But with these Decima getting into the close range here, honestly, the Commonwealth troops are going to really struggle with these forces at close range.
Yeah, they can't beat them. No, they can't. The Greek CQC is not actually very good. Like, the Catadromus is not actually a very strong unit. If you really look at it, it's got like the worst submachine gun in the game, and it's only got 4 of them and not 7 of them. And they're up against the Decima with their 8 Berettas, which is still one of the strongest CQC submachine guns in the game.
Yeah, so even from this, look at this heavy to light engagement, and the Decima take no damage with their veterancy and just destroy 3 men in that squad. It's absolutely brutal. Carrier 50 cal at least is going to be able to force back one of the Panzergrens. And a nice snipe there from the Marder 3 down the road. Will it kill off the second field engineer here as well? It doesn't manage to get the shot off in time. Now we see off map on the top coming down onto this hill. Questionable placement. 140 mil, not really going to do a crazy amount of damage. I'm not entirely sure what that's there for. That off map on the bottom side right now would be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Orsha. Oh, Piot Digger on the Stug 3 in the center. Oh, another Stug lost there. Ghosty not managing his armor very well. It's getting taken out a lot. Marder 3 down south now, picking up another transport. Nope, almost gets the Carrier 50. Yeah, the 140 off map's really not that good, and then he called it in slow-mo. whatever that's called, barrage. Is that what it is? It's called barrage.
That's emergency, that one.
Oh, that's even. Why would you call emergency?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Really, really weird, because it's just not going to do any damage. Like, it doesn't do that much to start, and it's really going to do none. Panzer P40 goes down to the Sherman. It looks like the Sherman will clean up the second one as well.
Yeah, on the bottom side, the Sherman 3 killed off the last AS-40 there. That's good. Really nice kill, actually, getting rid of that, because we can see how effective that has been against the infantry. But really good double kill there for the Sherman, taking out the second Panzer P40, as you mentioned, and the AT on the hill, the Breda, going down. So, yeah, great job by Yamin to recover some of the kills, as his infantry has been struggling. But the armor kills definitely bringing him back, or bringing things back in his favor.
Well, and it's important to note, too, that Yamin has been on a flag advantage the entire time. It's not like Ghosty has stopped the tick at any point. So he only actually has 8 minutes left here, and we only have 3 minutes left in B phase before both players get choked on their income.
Yeah, but we've got to realize that honestly, Ghosty has done a good job of kind of recovering his position, particularly on this bottom side. Like, managing to now completely push Yamin out of this position is very nice and might allow him to continue through. Now, I guess the problem will be that is only one flag down there. It's very difficult to get the flags further back. So he's not going to gain much advantage score-wise from taking that bottom position, but he has traded, I think, relatively well on that bottom side, which does sort of make up for it.
Yeah, and he's got his first 13-11 of the game now. Now, the problem is the fight on the hill's not going well with this Sherman in really tight, and Ghosty has no Panzerschrecks. Yep, he's got access to no Panzerschrecks, so he's really got no way to interact with this Sherman on the corner of the hill. Like, this is like the ultimate Sherman position. Is right here on Orsha East. Like, it feels so bad when there's a tank in that spot. And Yamin is turning the screws here in the center. I think he knows that this is the place to push. Like, this is the place to be for him.
Sherman 3 gonna move up there, takes out the Panzer 2, and it will be able to move forwards. This off map, a little bit better. It's like slowly coming down. It's not really hitting the mark though. It's kind of like a wet flannel.
Yeah, like why is he doing this? Like, this isn't even. I forget what this is called. This is it emergency again?
Yeah, emergency. It looks like emergency again.
It's literally the worst version of the off map. Like, it comes in with less shots, and like, why are you using it like that?
Oh,
wow,
nice
the Spitfire
kill.
goes down.
Yeah, the SDK Z71 managing to get enough damage on target there. Very, very nice. But yeah, a barrage on the road to just keep killing the reinforcements would be perfect. But I don't know why an emergency has been picked in this. Just
twice.
Like accidentally picking the wrong one.
Yamin does not accidentally pick the wrong one. We all know that. Another Stug on the hill here, going to go down to the 6-pounder in a second. It is moving.
Escape.
It's on the run.
Yeah, it managed to get into the dip there.
Alright.
Oh, 6-pounder on the bottom side. Under a lot of fire from the Panzergren there.
Should be able to take it out. Yep, he does. That's a nice kill.
I think things are still going well on this bottom side, but you can see that Ghosty can't really push any further.
There's nowhere to go.
Yeah, there's just nowhere to go from there. So now what he's got to do is try and develop this position from the bottom side to try and gain more ground in the center. But I mean, Yamin's just sat here with like units that aren't even unloaded. I'm pretty sure he's chilling right now. Marty still getting shots onto the infantry guns on the top. On the top side, we got the 50 cal in a really nice position on the corner of that hill. Going to be able to pin down the Panzergren 41. The Lynx also helping out there. Another bomber coming in. The Spitfire hanging out. Actually, you might be right with the bombs earlier. Because he can turn off. Yeah, he can turn off one of the bombs. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I saw that when it came in earlier. I was like, no, he definitely split it because it definitely bombed twice. That's a heads-up play for those who don't know. You can turn off one set of the bombs and then get 2 strikes if you really feel like your opponent has no air. The other thing with these Spitfires, they reload so freaking fast. Like, they're back in like 2 minutes. Like, there's like no pause on them.
Fortunately, the Sherman 3 going down there for Yamin. Out in the open. I think that was potentially the Stug there that finished that off. All Panzergrens though, taking out a Sherman 3 in the mid. That's nice. Nice, taking out that Sherman 3 in that position. is going to allow these Decima to push forwards and take care of the infantry for him. So that is actually pretty scary now for Yamin, as his Commonwealth infantry just might not match up to these elite Italians.
No, the Sherman was holding, he was holding the house down right there. That was a massive kill, because I didn't see how else he was going to kill that thing. But Yamin got a little greedy and got it too close to the edge of the hill and let those Panzergrants get a Panzerfaust on target. And that was really quite bad, actually.
And now the 6-pounder of Yamin pushing forward slowly, looking for the kill onto the Stug 3. Off map, now coming down on the bottom side.
Yeah, but like why is he doing this? I'm so confused. This is like baffling. Like the 140 is not that good of an off map to start. And then when you put it on emergency, it's actually doing nothing. Like at all.
Well, 6-pounder did finish off that Stug 3 in the center. Another Stug 3 going down pretty much for free. I don't think Ghosty's really been making very good use of them throughout this game so far. It's the third one we've seen go down. And that does cost him a lot of points over time. I mean, these things are 80 points apiece. So it's a significant amount of infantry, potentially.
Pack 38 gets a pen with its APCR down south. Bounces the second one. Did get a loader wounded crit. Oh, the emergency finally does something. What timing. Wow.
Did it hit the mark?
Right at the moment the Pack 38 was about to deliver the second shot. Oh, Stug in the center, trying to get over the crest of the hill before it gets... Okay, then. Sherman pens immediately.
Yeah, Sherman just went straight through the front armor there, mainly due to the range being quite short. The second one will probably be a lot better off in this situation. Oh, the 6-pounder in the side armor, though. Boom. Down it goes. Very, very quick shots there, getting the job done. Decima Arditi on the bottom side, currently smashing the field engineers. Stug 3 here engaging the other 6-pounder. These Stug 3s are being put in very precarious situations. Pushing up a hill with a Stug is never a fun time, though.
Pushing up a hill with any tank is never a fun time.
True.
We did see specifically, though, that Mr. Ghosty attacked. He did an attack move on the Sherman. Like, he didn't do an attack... sorry, not an attack move. He gave a direct attack order on the Sherman to avoid the hill pression, would be my guess. But Ghosty on a 14-10 right now. Like, he's going. He needs a 15-9. He's way down. But we see a Sturmpanzer 4 in the middle as well. Ooh,
yeah, his recovery has been pretty good, I would say.
Yeah.
Considering the situation that he was in, where he kind of almost entirely lost the mid, managing to at least get back onto the edge of this hill has been a very impressive feat. Managing to kill off a lot of this Commonwealth infantry with his own elite infantry and supporting his players in order to do that.
Now the issue is we're now into C phase, and Ghosty's infantry shift to the Grenadier 15th wave, which are not as stellar as the Italian elite troops he has been thrown around up till this point.
Well, I imagine he's still got some Decima left, so it's not the complete end of the world just yet. But as the game does continue and these Decima continue to get picked off by the large quantities of Commonwealth forces, yeah, he will start to struggle, as you mentioned, eventually.
In the center, 3-on-1 here on the Decima. Let's see if they can overwhelm this commando unit. I would think they should be able to.
Interesting here that the Cannon Bomb is not actually in line of, or in close enough range to use its flamethrower, and the uplights aren't even helping there.
Now I think a Sturmpanzer went down, or unless he swung it up north. There was one in the center, and I don't see it anywhere. Maybe he swung it up north?
I mean, there has been the one up north for quite a while.
But it was on the, it was in the center hill here, like the northern part of the center hill. And now there's one way up north. Seems like an odd direction.
It's behind the Grenadier. Like, near the Stug.
Oh, whoops, I couldn't see it. Yeah, when you zoom out, the Grenadier blocks it. Okay, just kidding.
Yeah. It's still there, don't worry. Don't worry, he hasn't lost that yet. These things are actually really, really nice. Very important in this deck for dealing with infantry at range and support weapons as well, because of that really nice 115mm of frontal armor at 2000 meter range is actually very, very effective. But what is not effective is a Stug's front armor against the Piet, and the diggers do manage to take out another Stug in the center.
Yeah, Ghosty's really just been throwing those around.
Sherman 3 getting easy hits onto the Grenadier. A Grenadier actually incredibly close to the commander. Like Yamin, once again, putting his commanders in precarious positions, that's for sure. And whilst it is nice to have double vet in that area of the hill, because it can actually cover both the top side and the center pretty well from there, that is still very, very, very close to those Grens.
Up north, the 6-pounder gets a free kill on the Pak-40 just before the Sturmpanzer fires. Oh, that's so bad. I mean, the 6-pounder's dead, but that's not a good trade. That Pak-40 could have been so helpful in locking the north down.
I think, honestly, right now, the main thing that Ghosty's kind of lacking is indirect fire and air support. You know, obviously, he doesn't have much air support in his deck, I imagine, but the other thing, as you mentioned before, was the Lorraines. Like, imagine how helpful that would be in dislodging some of this infantry in the center.
Yeah, that's really weird that he didn't bring them. Those arty pieces are phenomenal. They're one of the best arty pieces in the game, in my opinion. They fire really fast. They're mobile. They're 150 millimeter caliber. They're absolutely phenomenal. It's really weird that he didn't bring them.
Well, that's a bit fire on the bottom side here. Got to be kind of careful not to take too much damage from this SDK-Z71. Being allowed to free fire, but Yamin manages to get far enough away. Meanwhile, Pak-38 being forced to run away in the center as the Maori and the Hoplites move across the open. Stug 3 engaging the Sherman at close range. Sherman 3 just going to be able to use the back garden there to find advantage against the Stug. Nice smoke play though, as we see the 25-pounder providing smoke for this push to come through. Leading the charge with the Wolverine though is probably not the best idea.
It's an odd choice of units that he's sending for. He's got all these field engineers that he stopped on the road instead of driving. I thought he was just going to zip them in. And then he just
maybe he's waiting for the next set of smoke.
Oh, I suppose. Yeah, I guess so.
Looks like he was just waiting for the next set.
Now, doesn't arty smoke last longer, right? Or is it bigger? I thought it lasted longer.
I didn't know it was any different, if I'm honest.
I'm pretty sure arty and mortar have different either length of time or size of smoke blocking.
Oh, regardless, it's done a good job of allowing the field engineers to get into these buildings. Oh, and a nice kill there. Wolverine takes out the Sturmpanzer on the top side. That was very wasteful. That was so far up from Ghosty. Why was it there?
Yeah, that
was really bad. Oh, but the Brenner, nearly got a second side shot in before the Sherman 3 even turned. Be much better off focusing the Wolverine with that thing. Bit fire, trying to get it quickly, but wasn't needed in the end. Pak-36, SDK-Z71 forcing them away, so it'll be okay for now. And it seems as though the two SDK-Z71, the two Flak-36 have been enough so far to deal with the New Zealand Air Force. And now the flight's getting dangerously close to the SDK-Z71 on the bottom side.
Yeah, the funny thing is, Yamin only has one card of Spitfires, so there's only one left.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah,
so he didn't really opt to go for the big airplays with the 2nd New Zealand.
Which is weird, again, because 715th does not have a robust AA force, so like I really think he could have abused him, and he just didn't. He just chose not to.
I mean, if you have, 3 or 4 Spitfires, you can just actually take out the AA itself with the aircraft, and then for the rest of the game, they're free to kill everything else.
Yeah, it's a really odd, because Flak 36s actually are not like overwhelmingly good AA pieces. The SDK of Z is strong, but the Flak 36 can be very underwhelming, as we saw at the beginning. So it is very possible to use and abuse. So I was kind of surprised when I saw he only brought the recon plane and one card of bomber Spitfires.
Yeah, the big problem for Ghosty right now is he's kind of lost his momentum significantly. I mean, you mentioned how the Decima would run out, and they seem to have done so now, as he's only bringing in the Panzergrens and the Grenadiers on that top side, and it's making it very difficult now for him to match up to the consistent amount of infantry that Yamin has left to play with. I mean, you can look on the bottom side, he's got like 4 infantry units just sat there waiting for a smoke play, I assume, into this bottom side forest. But as long as, Ghosty is not ahead in flags, he's in a really, really bad spot. Because he's very, very far behind in tickets.
He's got 18 minutes. If he gets back on a single tick, it'll be really close again. But he's got to get it back on a single tick now, like not 5 minutes from now.
The difficulty is the same as the last game in that Yamin got a really significant early advantage, and then like Ghosty making this sort of pretty decent comeback, to be honest, to get back to the position that he was in on this map, and then now it's kind of run out of steam, and Yamin's able to just kind of trade his way to victory somewhat.
Well, unless we see another huge play from Ghosty where he saves up 5 minutes of income and just spams 30 Panzer Grenadiers out. I mean, I guess that is an option.
Couple nice kills though on the top side. These RD pieces managing to finish off the Pack 40 there. Sturmpanzer blast the field engineer though. That was a huge kill because it opens up both of those flanks, puts Ghosty back in the lead. The Decima RDT have found their way up onto this hill on the very top side as well, which is going to put Yamin in a little bit of an awkward situation there. Meanwhile, Sturmpanzer, a new Sturmpanzer now for the bottom side, is killing off the Mari out in the open. And the Panzergrens might actually be able to help pin down the Oblights here. The Decima Aspiratori coming in to finish them off. That kind of just swung a little bit. That Sturmpanzer kill onto the field engineer was super important there.
Yeah, now it's a matter of can that 6-pounder either get APCR on target or find some side armor on that Sturmpanzer.
Yeah, I think he's going to look for the side armor shot, although it did briefly get spotted there. So the Sturmpanzer actually backing off immediately. So is that auto covering forwards, or is he just? I think he's fire positioning it. Yeah, he is.
Tanks don't usually auto cover. I thought they just sat, no matter where you put them. Up north,
turn on and off or not.
Up north, there's a little patch of yellow forest here, and they managed to catch the RDT in that yellow forest patch, which allows the Oplites to easily win, which is actually pretty bad for Ghosty here.
Yeah, now the single one that's left on its own, not going to have a good time. It's going to be completely outnumbered. We see the push coming in on the bottom side, not under smoke cover. Just going straight for it with the Oplites, supported by the Sherman 3s. There isn't really anything to deal with the Sherman 3. Maybe the 47 can get the job done, but it is currently being moved back. On the top, the Sturmpanzer are currently being focused by the 25-pounders, trying to chip that away.
Oh,
nice snipes though.
47 mil dead.
And that Wolverine's got a really interesting line of sight there. Ghosty does realise and unloads the Pack 40 first.
Back to 12-12, and that's all Yamin really needs.
Well, that Spitfire just completely whiffed that bombing strike. It did no damage whatsoever. SDK Z71 going to do some damage to it. Force it back for the time being. But the Sherman 3 on the bottom side, the Sherman 3 leader, actually managing to help support these Oplites into cover pretty well. Tiger actually being brought now in phase C of the Maverick deck. That is a lot of points being invested into both that Tiger and the Aufkläder Panzer 2 in order to cover off this bottom side.
The Sherman just got a side shot on the Sturmpanzer, and now the 6-pounder finishes it off. Oh, man. Yamin just...
Lovely play.
God, he's so good. He's just so good.
Yeah, noticed he had that opportunity and took it. And that's going to remove a lot of the significant fire support that these infantry had in the center of the map. On the top side, Pack 40 creeping forwards, looking for the shot onto the Wolverine. Sturmpanzer, meanwhile, looking to hold back the Oplites as they come towards the edge of the cover there. Meanwhile, on the bottom, Decima DT are managing to utterly destroy one of the Oplites. Both the 50 cal and the Sherman 3 actually fire positioning the corner of that heavy cover.
A little too far.
Yeah, a little too far to actually be effective, though. Wasting a lot of ammo in the process.
Well, and Ghosty has allowed Yamin to have this flag on the center hill with these 2 field engineers for so long. Like, any unit could have just popped up and finished that and gotten this flag back. It's actually really killing him right now. Yeah.
And he does have the Panzergren 41 there. He's got the Grens that can move forwards and just engage them.
He's had a lot of opportunity to finish that off, and he just kind of hasn't, which is weird.
Decima.
He finally is.
Moving through heavy cover here. Gonna HE the Sherman 3. It is damaged. Might actually get the kill. Oh, not quite. That would have been a hero play.
Tiger and Panzer II about to arrive down south. Oh, up top is exciting.
Yeah, we've got the Pack 40 being engaged by the Oblites. They've managed to get the machine guns on target. The Pack 40 just a little bit too close there. IG-18 and the Obici going to have to try and hold things back. Sherman 3 moving up preemptively as Ghosty moves in for the field engineers there. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, the point-blank engagement between the Sherman 3 and the 47mm. The 47mm actually targeting the Sherman 3 on the hill at longer range, so less effective. And I assume the Sherman 3 will finish it off. Not quite. Decima Arditi running, or being run into by the Oplites. Is that 47 actually going to stay alive? 1 health AT guns? Is it going to happen? Meanwhile, Tiger E, not firing at transport, firing at the 50 cal. This is very interesting targeting here.
Yeah, what is going on? Why did that 47? Why did the 47 pick the farther target? I don't understand. There was no reason for that.
Maybe it was already targeted on it, and there's like, you know, it's not. Maybe because it was a leader, or something funky like that. I don't know. There
was no armor difference. The Sherman 3 on the hill actually had more suppression, which would imply that it should have switched target to the less suppressed Sherman.
Yeah, yeah.
None of that. That made no sense whatsoever.
I didn't zoom out far enough to check if it was directly like right-clicked by Ghosty. But this Tiger, oh, look at the play there from Yamin.
Oh my goodness!
Dropping the smoke from the
sacrifices himself.
Yeah, sacrifice himself for the Sherman 3. It might be in vain here as the Tiger E's just gonna wander forwards and take another shot. But what a hero he was trying to be. The Sherman 3 might have given the Sherman 3 enough time to kill the Panzer 2. Okay, I would say that potentially worth it, because the 17 pound is going to block the Tiger from making any progress. That Panzer 2 would have actually been a bit of a problem for the 17 pounder potentially. So yeah, nicely done. Now the field engineers that are capturing that flag have moved forwards, lobbed their HE. Ghosty, actually paying attention to that, does manage to get the retreat on before it kills his Panzergrenz, but does relinquish that flag once again. Meanwhile, topside, more of these Grenz and Pioneers coming in.
Yeah, the Sturmpans are getting in close and dropping some infantry on that hill. Wolverine in a very dangerous position, though. All it needs to do is pop forward a little bit, and it can probably find a side shot on that Sturmpanzer. See some Grenadiers coming in to try to recapture the towns, the little complexes there in the center. I'm not sure what he's going to do on the center hill here. There's no way to kill the Sherman 3 anymore. Like, there's actually no way, unless he wanders it too close again.
Oh, the Tiger, right. They could come up. There's 2 Tigers on this bottom side now.
Oh. Did you see the Tiger just miss that Sherman again?
Yeah,
First shot.
I did see that. And that would have died as well. Maybe the Decima this time? HE? It would die this time, 100%.
The Tiger needs a buff. It either needs to fire faster or get a little bit more accuracy. It's so bad.
Well, 12 to 12. 10 minutes left on the clock. Does Ghosty have enough left? It looks like he's kind of run out of steam completely here. Oh, and the Sherman 3 finding the side shot here from the center flag into the back of the Tiger. Bounces off the sidearm at the second time. At close range, Sherman 3 is not going to have a chance there into the front armor, but the second Sherman 3, does it have line of sight again?
No.
No, it doesn't. It's firing at the Panzergrenz. That Tiger's now in a really bad situation, though. It doesn't really want to move forwards because it get killed by the 17 pounder. It doesn't want to move back because it probably gets side shot by the Sherman 3. So it can't really go anywhere. He is turning it around, facing the front armor towards the one in the center, but now the one
the second, the second he sees it.
He's pushing up from the hill.
Yep.
It's gonna be really, really difficult to get out of this situation. He's bringing up the second Tiger to cover him, but these 17 pounders are unloading into position. You see the 17 pounder like in the mid, that's creeping up to get line of sight. He's got the 17 pounder on the bottom left. So he's really creating a really nasty crossfire here. And this Sherman 3 command is going to take the opportunity to pin down both of these disheartened Grenadier units. So these Tigers now almost completely surrounded in a really, really bad situation. The Wolverine on the bottom side kills off the Panzer II. Meanwhile on the top side, Wolverine Sherman kill off the Stug 3. Things really starting to look bad here for Ghosty at the end of this game, and we don't see any reinforcements coming in, so I'm a bit worried that this is pretty much all she wrote.
Yeah, it's either a big Giga Strike coming or Ghosty's out of stuff.
Yeah, we might see 200 infantry units coming in again.
He has actually been calling in Grenadiers this time, though. Last time he called in almost no Grenadiers at all, and then all of a sudden they were all there. But the loss of all those key armor units was really backbreaking. This Tiger's desperately trying to chase down these Shermans, but Yamin is just so on top of the micro. A Tiger has such a hard time catching a Sherman.
Yeah, and it's only a matter of time to the 17-pounder gets line of sight on the edge of the hill here. Nice kill though beforehand with the Decimator. Did manage to kill off the 6-pounder, allowing the Tiger to be aggressive like that. But it can't really go that much further. Doesn't have enough time to aim and get on target of the Oplites before they unload either. So they're really struggling to find value in this situation. And yeah, maybe it's only a matter of time actually before one of these Spitfires comes in and bombs it. Because that first Tiger is damaged. The second one is now damaged as it takes a shot from the 17-pounder. 17-pounder immediately under fire from the Panzergrenz, but the Panzergrenz are pinned already. And the Tiger is going to go down to the second shot. 17-pounder has done its job. He wouldn't even care if it died to this Obiche. This is really, really bad news. Look how fast that thing fires. That 65mm infantry gun.
It's actually really good. Well, it's got one vet, so it's firing, what, like 14 rounds a minute or 15 rounds a minute? It's flying. And the 17-pounder did die to it. But here goes the 17-pounder further down. Oh, Ghosty, please notice. I don't think he can retreat, though, because the Sherman 3 is going to shoot him in the ass. Can't go anywhere.
Oh, sad times. Both the... Oh, and the 6-pounder on the top side now. Sturm Panzer loader wounded by the APCR. Ghosty's had enough. Yeah. 43 minutes, 10 seconds. Ghosty tried his best to get back into that one, but this time around, Yamin finding that positive KD really kind of kept it together, I think, a lot better in this time around. It seems like Yamin has a very, very good start, very good sort of initial positioning on the map and capitalizes on that massively. Ghosty seems to be really good at making these comebacks. But if he could avoid losing a little bit of more ground, like early on, then I feel like Ghosty would have like a much better springboard to like win these games.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh yeah. Yamin won both these games in A phase. Like, I mean, he gave himself a 20-minute lead, which then requires Ghosty to play incredibly aggressive, overly so, that, you know, ends up forcing bad trades and forcing units into really crappy positions that I don't think Ghosty would do if it weren't for the fact he was so behind, right? You know, pushing Tigers up and Sturmpanzers up and things like that. I don't see him doing that if he's even or even not that far behind, right? Yeah. He's doing that because he's so far behind. He's trying desperately to find a real chink in the armor. And the problem is when you play Yamin, it's really rare there's really a chink in the armor anywhere.
Yeah, and the pressure, yeah, like you say, it's just getting to him, making mistakes. But that is the beauty of high-level plays, is, you know, we see how much pressure these players go under, and what makes them such good players is how they deal with that. And Yamin here, I think, you know, he did get pushed back, but he holds on. He doesn't. It doesn't seem at some points like he really minds too much, because he's got lots of infantry sat everywhere waiting to make the next play already. You know, and yeah, he might be losing some stuff for now, but he's going to be making the next play shortly, and that's kind of how Yamin seems to be playing things out. Whereas Ghosty is being forced to play, I would say, very reactively to a lot of Yamin's plays, particularly from the start of the game. So it is making them struggle, but that is a very good game once again. Ghosty almost getting his feet back on that hill, but running out of steam, unfortunately. Anything else you'd like to add for this game?
Really quick, if you check the chronology, just an interesting point here, Ghosty did not kill a single unit for 5 minutes at the beginning of the game.
Other than the SPW2, of course.
Well, I mean, like, once you get to minute 147, it was literally 5 minutes straight of just Yamin bullying the crap out of him. Like, oh, that's so disheartening. Like, it's so mentally crushing when that sort of situation happens. It just feels like I'm not even doing anything. I'm just dying. Oof. Oof. But yeah, great game to both players, as always. This game is the best. Steel Division 2. Woo!
All right, well, we'll be moving on to game 3 at some point. But that is it for now. It is currently 2-0 for Yamin in this best of 5 grand final. Both games have been absolutely stellar so far. Looking forward to the third one. We'll have to see if Yamin can finish off Ghosty or if Ghosty can bring one back. But that is it for now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.